Mr. Speaker, there is one reason why it is so important that this motion is debated and passed today. Because at the very heart of the scandal, there is one thing that needs to be said, one thing that needs to be heard, and it's the very reason that we all need to act. And the reason is this: that the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is a liar. I genuinely don't say that lightly, and I don't say it loosely. I honestly believe that it's right that we are slow to use that word. But I equally believe that it is right that we should never be slow to say it and to call it out when it is so obviously true. Because members across this House know it to be true, and the public have long known that to be true. And that is why it needs to be said today, and why we all need to act. Because, Mr. Speaker, every single day in this chamber, there are motions that come before this House which are complex and nuanced. And there are usually two sides to an argument and valid reasons from whichever position is proposed. But I think we can safely say that this definitively isn't one of these debates. The evidence of the motion speaks for itself. It's as clear as day. If there ever was an open and shut case, this is it. Mr. Speaker, last December, the Prime Minister came to this House and denied that there were any parties in 10 Downing Street during the long COVID lockdowns. Typically and tellingly, he hid behind his staff in saying it. He told us that he was given firm reassurance that no parties had happened, that no rules had been broken. Every member of this Parliament witnessed it. The public saw it with their own eyes. And shamefully, to this very day, it is still on the record of this House. But we know the truth. And the truth contains no ifs, no buts, and no maybes. Mr. Speaker, the House was misled. And so were the public. And we were all misled deliberately because the Prime Minister knew the truth. Not only were parties happening, not only was the law broken, the Prime Minister was at the very parties he denied had even happened. The truth is simple, and it's this: he lied to avoid getting caught. And once he got caught, he lied again. There is no other way to describe it. There is no other word for it. Now, Mr. Speaker, I can understand that this may be a terrible truth for the government benches to hear. But it's a truth that they need to hear. And it's a truth they need to live with. And I say to the Father of the House, who I've got the utmost respect for, this has got nothing to do with any elections. This is about the behaviour of a Prime Minister in office. And much more importantly, the uncomfortable truth that the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is a liar is exactly why they finally need to act and remove him from office. And other Prime Ministers, including all the predecessors as Conservative Prime Ministers, would have been long gone by now. Mr. Speaker, the benches opposite put the Prime Minister in power. They have the power to remove him, and the public expect them to act. Mr. Speaker, we have reached this point. A motion of contempt in a sitting Prime Minister is shocking, but unfortunately it is no surprise.